mustache.
Yes.
It was not just, okay, this is a good technique. He didn't do that as a technique. When he told that girl, do you eat a lot of sugar? I think he really liked her voice.
Yes.
It was not, if I can say that, if your voice is very sweet, I will get an appointment with the president. It was not a technique he was using, right there?
Not at all. Not at all. I genuinely meant it.
Yes. So it's important. But suppose you can't find anything genuine to compliment, then it's okay to fake the compliment, because it is at least better than no compliment.
Yeah.
But be prepared that it will not work.
Yeah, and be careful. Be careful.
Be careful. Yeah, be careful.
Be careful. Now, answering Ashwin's question, he's like, okay, should I be a sober like a doctor or cheerful like a?
I was coming to that. Yeah, good. Go ahead.
Waiter. So, well, first of all, doctors don't make cold calls. By the way, doctors don't make cold calls. Okay, and when you're making a cold call, see, there's a difference between having a positive attitude and overexcited. Okay, I'm not asking you to be overexcited. I'm asking you to be happy, cheerful, and positive energy, right? So, instead of sounding like this, hello, Linda, can you connect me to so-and-so? This is like a dead person, right? Instead of this, I say, hello, Linda, can you connect me to John? That's cheerful, happy, positive attitude. Now here, I'm not over-exaggerating. Hey, Linda, can you connect me to John? That is overexcited. You see what I'm saying? The dead, normal, the neutral required tone, and the overexcited. I'm asking you to have a normal, neutral, positive tone. And when I'm giving the compliment also, same thing. Oh, do you eat sugar? Oh, do you eat sugar? Wow, you sound so sweet. See how fake I sound? But if I say, Linda, by the way, do you eat sugar? Oh, why? Because you sound so sweet. Obviously this comes genuine. Or if I have to do this again the same way, say, Linda, do you eat sugar? Yeah, because you sound so sweet. Right? You see, that's a difference. Again, the tonality itself, the attitude itself is an art, which again, we cannot go in detail right now, which we are planning to do it in our 90-day, transformation program, which we're going to share with you later. But this is an art. But just controlling your attitude and your tonality, you get the most out of this, the call or a meeting or whatever, right? I hope this answers your question, Ashwin.
Again, most of the people, most of us don't realize that communication is 80% tone and 20% words.
Actually, to be very precise, 86% is tonality.
86% something, yeah, you're right.
This 86% is how you say it, and only 16% is what you say. So you can imagine how much that weightage is. And guess what? 99% of the population in sales, first of all, they don't even read books. They don't even practice. If they do, they just look at what to say. Oh, I'll say this. If he says this, I'll say this. If he says this, I'll say this. They just do that practice. But they forget that 80% marks is for tonality, right?
Especially on the phone. Especially on the phone.
Especially on the phone is highly. That's the only thing, audible to the other person. And in today's age, I think majority of our work is on the phone. Hardly we go and see person in face-to-face, and we see them once we have the appointment, some discussion going on, then we go and see them. Right? For cold calling, I think 99% of the calls and our meetings are happening on the phone. So it's so vital in today's age to understand how important the tonality and attitude is. Aha moment, right? Arif says aha moment. Good, guys. If it's aha moment, put it in the chat box. We want to know. A lot of people don't even know this.
You have to train. See, let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever recorded your presentation or your approach or your call? Forget about their side, at least your side you have recorded. How many of you have done that? Just say I or me. Me. Okay, Satyam says me. Very good. Okay, all right. Awesome, awesome. All right. Good. Okay, those of you have not, don't worry. Do that. When I recorded my voice for the first time, Dave, it was almost in 1990, I think, or 91, I don't remember. Okay, which is almost like 13, 14 years later after I started selling. And when I was listening, it didn't sound like me. I couldn't believe I was so bad.
You were
Okay.
so bad. Okay.
Huh?
You were so bad.
Yeah. But I mean, that was the greatest aha moment for me because now I know what I sounded to the prospect.
Yeah.
See, the way I listen to you and the way I listen to myself is different.
Yes.
I listen to you through my ears,
Yes.
but I listen to me through my head.
Yes. True.
My voice sounds to me different than my voice sounds to you.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, but 99% of the population doesn't even know that.
Right. And now let's ask another question. Out of the people who said that I've recorded myself and I heard my calls, let me ask you this. Do you listen to your calls every few weeks? Forget about every few months or every few years. Some people don't even do it every few, years or months. Every few weeks. Do you listen to your call every few weeks? Maybe if not every week, you should be ideally doing it every week. Like every week, you should be listening to your conversation. Some people do it every day, sometime, for some calls. Maybe 2 to 3 times in a year. Okay. And I like your honesty. Okay. This is the time to be honest and acknowledge that, hey, you know what? You're right. Okay. No, I have not done it. Whatever it is. Okay. And then there's only once I've done. Okay. Maybe 2 to 3 times in a year. Okay. Good. Good. I like your honesty. Typically, no. Okay. Faya says no. Okay. Good. See, that is the moment of truth. The moment of truth. Imagine Sachin Tendulkar just playing the ball and he does not, go back and see, is my technique right or not? Right? He just keeps playing the ball without even knowing, am I doing something right? Of course, the coaches and mentors are there, but where are our coaches and mentors in real sales? Right? When you're on the job, there's no coach, there's no mentor. Sometime my manager will probably listen, may not listen, but your vested interest in your business or your skill is high only for you. Rest will not be as high as others, right? Their priorities, others are other priorities. You have to have your own priority. So if there's something that you want to take away from this, right? Forget everything. If you do take away this thing that you need to have a very good positive attitude and you listen to your calls every few weeks, trust me, it will have a drastic change in your life already. Forget about the other things that you implement. This one thing if you implement. And today, right? Till today, I listen to my client calls. Yesterday, Yathiraj shared his client call with me. I shared my client conversation with him. And I listened to that. Okay, what did I say? How did I sound? Did I come across an authority? What mistake did I do? Did I ask right question? Did I bring him to the desired outcome that I wanted to? Right? All that thing, I need to keep getting better and better and better. Right? No matter how many years of experience do I have, I still need to do that. So that's a very important point, Yathiji. Good stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely right. In fact, in my physical sales training programs, we used to have recording,
Mm.
and because see, let's say you're making you're doing a role play, okay, and when you're doing a role play, afterwards I tell you, but Dave, you did this right or you did that wrong. It's very difficult for you to understand. But if I have a recording and I say pause, now I cannot pause you when you're doing the role play.
True, true.
Okay, I can't say, hey, wait. But so we record it and then I pause. I say, look at that. Look at that body posture. It was great. Or look at that body posture. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. And today we're living in such a great technology age that most of the calls are being auto-recorded automatically. So you don't have to put an effort to even put your effort. All you have to do is just go back and listen to it, and analyze it, and ask
Very,
for feedback. Great.
any questions, guys? Otherwise, we can move on.
Right? That's the attitude part. Let's talk about approach. If you
Yeah.
have a question on attitude, I think attitude is very clear. We have gone enough in detail. Let's talk about the approach.
And before you move on to approach, I just want to share one thing.
Sure.
Okay, many people may know this, some people may not, but there was a research which was done, and it shows that people with a positive attitude over a period of 10 or 15 years made 6 times more money than people with a negative attitude.
Wow. That's a real thing. And I truly believe in that. I truly believe in that.
Times. Just imagine it by just developing a positive attitude. And positive attitude is not aha, ho, ho, like not that overexcited kind of a thing. Just the attitude. When you are making a call, you believe that you will get a positive response. Okay, so it's not about being a waiter or a doctor. Okay, you have to be a professional like a doctor, but you have to be also a professional like a waiter, because waiter's job is different than a doctor's job.
Yes.
A waiter's job is to smile as soon as you come.
Yes.
Okay, his job is not to be serious. A doctor's job is to be serious when you come. He cannot smile and say, "Oh, come, come, come," you know. How will you feel if the doctor says, "Oh, you're here today, very good, you know, come, please sit down." Okay, and what if the waiter says, "Yes, sir, what do you want?"
Yeah.
Everybody has a role, right? We as a salespeople, we have our role cut out.
Yes. Yes.
So we
And,
have to understand. All
and
right, let's go to the approach.
talking on that, have you heard of smile and dial? That's a very old concept, smile and dial. When you're on the phone, especially, people can actually feel that you're smiling and talking. They can feel
Yes,
that you're
yes,
smiling,
absolutely, yes.
right? They can sense your positive attitude. Now, I'm not saying that laughing and dialing, okay? Be careful. I say, ha ha ha, sir, how are you? Ha, ha. No, it's a smile and dial. Hello, sir, how are you? Look, the voice automatically changes the moment you bring smile on your face. Now, this is not faking, right? This is not buttering. This is the genuine smile that you have. You're not overdoing it. You're doing it right. Okay, it's like namak swad anusar, right? Salt as per the taste. Got to have that balance, excitement as well. Okay.
I read somewhere your smile can be seen on the phone. And
Yeah.
we are not talking about video phone, okay?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
talking about audio phone, but they
Audio.
said your smile can be seen.
Yes. Yes. It's pretty good. Very powerful. All right. Let's talk about the approach. Okay. Now, in approach, mostly we're going to talk about push today, because we cannot cover pull. Pull is a long journey and long things that we need to talk about. Building social media and all.
Even before we go into that, Dave, let's talk about what, according to our participants, is the purpose of approach.
Great. Good question.
Okay, because approach is one part of the whole process, right? Now that you are prepared, now you are going to approach. So what is the purpose of approach?
Yeah.
And again, my humble suggestion, don't worry about right, wrong. Just share whatever comes to your mind. What is the purpose of approach? Why do we approach? Identify the need or pain. That's okay, that's good. But that's more in the I part. What is in the approach? Because unless we understand what is the purpose of approach, how can we be good at it?
Yeah. The purpose of the approach. Why are we approaching them?
Okay, Girish says attention, to make them feel connected with us. Okay, the right channel to meet, to sell. Okay, to make the person ready to listen to us. Okay, anything else? Sale. That's the whole process, Arif. You're right, but the purpose of approach is not to sell. Right attention. Okay. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, because even when I was introduced to this, I didn't know what it was. But the purpose, the only one purpose of approach is to fix an appointment. To fix an appointment when you can have a discussion. Because normally when you are approaching, it is they are not expecting your call. Okay, we have not already fixed up an appointment that, okay, I'm going to call you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Yeah. You're going to be making either a cold, 90% of the time you're going to be making a cold call, even though it may be a reference call, even though it may be a pull call. For example, you have given an ad, somebody has answered your ad, and now you're going to call them. So when you're going to call them, they don't know that you're going to call at the time you're going to call them. So you don't know what they are doing at that time. You don't know whether they are free, they are not free. And definitely your discussion with them is not going to be a couple of minutes. It may be 10, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 week, I don't know, whatever. But first step is to fix a time when you can get into the details.
Yes.
It may be a face-to-face appointment. It may be a phone call appointment. It may be a Skype call, whatever. But the purpose of approach is just to fix a time when we can discuss. What do you say, Dave?
Absolutely. I mean, it could be ultimate goal, of course, is to sell,
Of
right?
course.
How many times you can just make a first phone call or first visit and you can close a deal, right? Chances of 0.001%, unless and until you're just selling something like a Tata Sky packs, right? You just call and you sell the packs. So ultimately, yeah, of course, if you can close on the first call, nothing like it. But most of the time, you will not be. So it's the better to have a scheduled appointment or a meeting, right? Or a call or a meeting. That should be the whole purpose of reaching out to them and approaching somebody, right? When you're approaching a girl, remember John's story? You're approaching a girl, your purpose, of course, is to ultimately get married. But first, you even have to get the appointment, get the meeting, like first date. First date is your goal, your purpose. Once I get a first date, I get to know her better. She gets to know me better. I qualify, disqualify, she qualified, disqualified. That's the process how it begins. So yeah, remember the purpose of it, right?
Okay, and most of the time as a salesperson, we have to be making the call, even if it's a pull approach or a push approach. 90% of times we will be making the call, right? So it could be so right now we are going to focus more on outbound calls, not inbound calls, right, Dave?
Yes, absolutely.
Inbound call is when they have called you. You had given an advertisement and you had asked them to call you and they call you. That's
Yeah.
an inbound call.
That's again a different art, by the way. It's a whole real discussion how to manage your incoming calls or incoming leads, how you position yourself, what should be your tonality, all that process is different. Just right now, we're going to just focus on the outbound because that's where most of the people.
But comparatively, inbound is easier. Comparatively, I'm not saying inbound is easy,
Yes.
but compared to the outbound, inbound is easy because they have the time to call you.
Yes, absolutely.
Comparatively easy. It's like somebody walking into the store and you going to their house to sell a product.
Yes, same thing. The Danlock high ticket closing program is just purely based on incoming, the inbound, right? He just talks about closing, just that part, closing part. And he's got full program, 7 weeks program, just about the art of closing the incoming leads. So that's a different discussion.
And how much did you pay for that, Dave?
Oh, well, first I paid 1.6 lakh for 7 weeks.
7 weeks of
7 weeks, which was
videos, right? Not even.
Sorry? Yeah, it was like once in a week session, 2-3 hours for 7 weeks, 1.6 lakh I paid. And then again, I signed up for high ticket closer inner circle where I paid about 3.5 lakh or something, right? 3 or 3.5 lakh. So in total, I spent about 5 lakh just on Dan Locke high ticket closing program. Just high ticket.
Did you have access to Danlock?
No, I did not have access to Dan Law. Like he was coaching and training, but he was, training everybody online. 100+ people were joining the class from all over the world. And he was group coaching, group teaching. So yeah, that was the program.
Right. Okay. Coming back to the outbound call. So let's assume, Dave, that we are going to make a call. Okay. Let's see if anybody is ready for a role play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody ready for a role play?
And make sure that your background is quiet, okay, if you want to play a role.
Very important because we'll unmute you.
Yeah.
Okay. Srinivas, if there is nobody else, we'll definitely get you. But I know you will be good, so let's try somebody else first. If nobody is ready, then yes, of course, we will go with you. Ashwin, okay, right, very good. Anybody else who wants to volunteer?
There's a chance to get coached by Yathiraj and me.
All right, so let's go with one of the two there.
Okay, Garima also is ready.
Garima, okay.
We'll go with Ashwin or Garima. Srinivas will take later probably.
Because Ashwin also knows me very well.
Okay.
So I mean, I have absolutely no issue. But yeah, we can go with Garima because Garima, do you know me before this? Have you ever?
No, she's doing first time. I know Garima. She attended one of my workshops.
Huh? Oh, she has attended your workshop. Okay, fine.
The approach is about getting the appointment. Okay, so let's make a call. Let's take Garima then.
Okay.
Right.
So Garima, first tell us what do you sell? I mean, are you in sales first of all?
So hi, I am a trainer. So I am conducting a program called Life Architect. And so I have to sell that to my clients and to my coaches and mentees.
Okay. And I mean, normally, do they make a call to you or you make a call to them?
No, they make a call to me.
No. We are right now, we are talking about outbound calls. Outbound call means we are making a call to them.
So I have also started corporates, approaching to corporates. So in that, I have to make a call to
Okay, let's do that.
sell that program. I do other.
Yes, that is what we are talking about. So you can choose your prospect, Dave or me.
Okay, you.
Okay, all right, done. So call me.
Okay, I'm.
So okay, yeah, you can just gather your script back again. I know you're putting you on spot. So Yathiraj is one big corporate, and you're positioning your training and coaching program, right?
Yeah, I'm the training manager of XYZ company,
Okay.
and we have got almost about 600 employees.
Okay, perfect. Or if you want, you can even I make it easy for you. Let's say somebody who knows Yathiraj referred.
Okay.
Okay, you are coming through the reference of Dave.
Yeah, let's just say I referred you to speak with Yathiraj.
So can I briefly tell you about my?
I don't know, Garima. We don't know anything. You are going to make a
No, actually, I have not yet started. I want to start approaching corporate, so I have not prepared the script also. That's
Okay. Then if you don't mind, or okay, in the right attitude, I would suggest let's give it a pause. Let's try somebody else.
No, let's just give one more try, Garima. Let's say if you have to make a cold call, right?
okay. Fair enough.
You got it. You got my reference from Dave. Dave said, Yathiraj is there and he's the training manager for XYZ company, and they've got a lot of people, and you're going to call.
Yeah, and let's say what is your objective, Garima, on when you're making this call? Your approach. What is your objective?
To meet him in person and explain about my programs.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So let's stick to that, right? Is
Okay.
that you comfortable with that, Garima?
Okay, perfect.
Right, give it a try. No problem. No, we will help you and we'll tell you. Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. Am I speaking to Mr. Yathiraj?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Garima this side. I am calling from Garima Arora Kannan Transformational Mindset Systems, and
Okay.
I call you to explain a little bit about my program. So I'm a trainer, and till now I was conducting various open workshops, and one of my signature workshop is Life Architect. So now I'm approaching corporates to help their employees build themselves and help them in their people development. So I just wanted to meet you regarding that.
Sure. See, right now I'm in the middle of something. So can you call me some other time and we can do that?
So can I call you tomorrow around 3? Would that work?
I really don't know because right now my diary is not here. Okay, but maybe you can call and let's see if we can meet tomorrow or. All right, done. Great, Arima. Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's quickly analyze this call.
Okay.
Why should I give you an appointment?
Because, I did not tell you that I got your reference from Dev. I missed telling that.
That's a major advantage you lost.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah.
Even if you use Dave's name, why should I still give you an appointment? Why should I want to meet you? So that you can make a sale to me?
Yeah, actually, I did not tell anything about the USP of my programs. What am I going to offer? I did not tell that.
Even if you tell that, chances of you getting an appointment is very little.
Very less.
Remember, everybody is tuned in to one radio frequency. It's called WIIFM.
Yeah, what's in for me?
What's in it for me?
Yeah.
What's in it for me? Did you make any mention of what's in it for me? You were talking about what's in it for you.
I mentioned saying I will help organize, like I will help you to understand how you can develop your organization's people. I think I said that.
I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe we can go back if we had recorded, but I'm not too sure. Okay, you were talking about you will come and explain to me what you do. Okay, again, and this is not finding fault. And guys, This is not criticizing Garima. First of all, I really, really want to admire her for having the guts to make a call in front of so many people without preparation.
Yes. It takes a lot of guts.
Oh,
Absolutely.
it takes lots of guts. I mean, 100% I would not have raised my hand.
Thank you.
100% I would not have done that. Okay, so that way I really, really admire you. Okay, but whatever I am saying now, this is mainly for us to understand.
Okay.
Okay, now let me try. Dev, I'll
Yeah.
try. Okay, tell me about Garima, Dev. You know, she tell me that she is a very highly successful and a training manager of a company.
Oh, you want me to give you the reference?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get you.
Okay, no, that doesn't matter. I'll use your name anyway.
Okay.
Now, Garima, you are the training manager.
Okay.
Okay, I'll say you are the sales manager. You
Okay.
are the sales manager of a corporate.
Okay.
Okay, you've got about 100, 150 people working in your company on sales.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, and I've got a reference from Dave.
Okay.
And I'm going to make. Okay, so let's try this. Okay.
Sure.
Hello,
Hello.
is it Miss Garima?
Yes, speaking.
Yeah. Good evening, Miss Garima. My name is Yathiraj Agarwal, and I'm calling from YA Training. And I was asked by my friend Dave Gadhvi to talk to you. I'd like to come and discuss about the training program, the sales training program we offer. Okay. Can we meet today or tomorrow?
I will have to check for tomorrow. Today, definitely, I'm not available.
Fantastic. Okay, done. Stop. Okay, let me try once again, Garima.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello.
is it Miss Garima?
Yes, speaking.
Yeah, good evening, Miss Garima. My name is Yathiraj Agarwal.
Hi.
And I was referred by your friend, Dave Gadhvi. Do you remember Dave?
Yes, of course. Very
Dave was telling me a lot about you, that you're working as a sales manager in this XYZ company and you have a lot of sales people, right?
Yes. Okay.
So, Miss Garima, I wanted to come and discuss with you about what we can do to increase your sales. I'm sure that is something which is close to your heart, right?
Yes, very much. Very nice.
So when do you think we can meet?
What I work for.
Huh?
Yes, that is what I work for. That's my passion.
Absolutely. Okay, so and that's what I want to discuss with you. So is it possible to meet us today or can we meet it tomorrow evening?
Let me get back to you for tomorrow evening.
Okay, all right. Okay, stop. All right. So now this question is not to you, Garima. I'll come to you in a minute.
Okay.
This is a question to all the participants. Which of my two approaches do you think has a better chance of success? First or second? Second one, second one. Okay. Second. So what do you think is the difference between the first and the second? Second, yes, you're right. What do you think? I'll come to you, Garima. Just hold on for a minute.
Sure.
I have the same question for you also, but after I talk to them. Talk about her need. Okay, very good. Yes. Pain area, her issues, right? Okay, so what do you think, Garima? Which has a better chance for me to meet you?
Definitely second one.
Right.
One, of course, because you told about what's in for me, and also because you spoke a lot about Dave and how he appreciated me and how he spoke about me. That made me more comfortable and felt that you know me already and I know you a little bit. So yeah.
And also there was a very minor shift which you may not have noticed consciously, but I'm 100% sure your subconscious mind would have noticed. In the first one, I said my friend Dave. In the
Yeah,
second, I said
correct.
your friend Dave.
Yes, I noticed that. The second one, definitely
Awesome.
your friend. You emphasized on your, correct.
Correct. Because I mean, you want to talk to your friend. I mean, when your friend recommends, you're more open rather than my friend recommends.
Yes.
Dave is our friend actually.
Yes, yes.
Actually, Dave is your friend as well as my friend. But if I say my friend, you know, okay, so what? And when you say your friend, you become a little bit more positive, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so Satyam says aha moment. Okay, number two, in the first one, I was talking about my training. Okay, in the second one, I was talking about your sales.
Yes.
In one way, they are both same, isn't it? in one way. Because
Correct.
sales leads to more, training leads to more sales, and more sales needs training. But what attracts you is your sales, not training.
Correct.
Training is an expense. Sales is an income.
Yeah, true.
Correct? Now, tell me guys, most of the time when we are talking to our prospects, are we talking about sales or are we talking about training? Are we talking about our product or are we talking about their benefit? I'm not asking about what should we talk about. I'm saying what do we talk? What do we talk about right now? Are we talking about their benefits? Very good. Congratulations, Varun. About our product, Anindita, absolutely right. 90 to 95% of the salespeople, they are talking to the prospect about their product, not the benefit the prospect is going to get. And that's why most of the time we fail to get an appointment. And even when we get an appointment, many times the prospects don't keep the appointment. Has it happened to you? You got an appointment and you go there and the prospect is not there. Or you go there and the prospect, oh, did I ask you to call me? I'm so sorry, right now I'm too busy, can you come some other time? Has it happened to anybody? Yes, no? Yes, Ishan says yes.
Yes, good. Good.
Yes, yes, no? I can't ask Garima because she's not started, so she would have explained.
Yeah.
Let me give it a shot.
Huh? Yes. If you were to call Garima,
Yeah.
to me, how would you call?
Why don't I do that? Okay, Garima, I'll call you now.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, and
Guys,
you are
just 1 second, Dave. Just 1 second,
Sure.
guys. I want you to listen carefully. I hope you have a pen and paper. If you don't, quickly grab. We'll give you probably 10 seconds, and make a note of whatever you are learning. Because all these ideas, they will be looking so clear when you are listening, and afterwards you will think, oh, what did they say? And you will forget.
yeah.
Correct, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. I said the human brains actually forgets everything, 80% of the information within 24 hours. Like your brain, you will not be able to retain 80% of the thing. So you should highly recommend you do it. Okay. All right, Garima,
Yes, Dev.
you are positioning yourself as a trainer who can come and motivate the team to perform better, right?
Okay.
Is that what you're offering?
So no, I have made various other programs also.
Okay.
So not just motivation, it's a few programs which I'm going to offer.
Like what would they do? Ultimately, how would the company, that if I'm the manager, how would my team benefit? What's the outcome, the result?
So overall, they would understand the company's vision, company's dreams better, and it would align them with the company's vision. So overall, they would be more focused, more productive. It will help the company to grow better.
Okay, so the biggest problem you're solving is disengagement of the employee from their vision. You will actually help them engage, and that hence they will have better belonging and they will perform better.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. All right, I got it. Now, let's say I'm doing the same thing, okay, and I'm calling you.
Okay.
Okay. And a lot of people saying that, how would I do it when I do without reference and when I do with reference? Okay, so let's try both.
Okay.
Okay. Now, first one, I'm going to use Yathiraj's reference.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Here you go. Hi, is it Garima?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Garima. This is Dave here. How are you doing?
Hi, Dev. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much. Garima, I believe your friend Yathiraj Agarwal.
Yes, of course. He's a dear friend of mine.
Excellent. Look, I was having a conversation with him other day, and he spoke very high about you, and he told me that Garima is somebody who is really a great visionary and taking the business to a next level. So first of all, thank you for taking the call. And he also mentioned, and he also highly recommended that Dave, you are actually helping employees who are disconnected from company's vision to be aligned to company's vision and hence perform better. you've delivered results to some companies who have increased their productivity by 20%, 30% within few months. Why don't you give a call to Garima? Right? And that's when I said, you know what? Okay, let me give a call. But to be honest with you, I'm not really sure if I can even add value to you. Now, let me ask you this. You're managing a huge team, right? How many employees do you have?
A total of around 350.
Okay, okay. And as a person, as a visionary, do you feel there is a possibility where you can have your employees engage with your vision better and hence they will be able to perform better? I believe that is something of importance to you, isn't it?
Of course, it is very, very important as a company, and of course, as me as a person, I believe in that. That
Okay.
it's important for employees to align with the vision of the company.
Well, again, as I said, I'm not sure if I can add value to you because I work with very selected people. It's just that Yathiraj is also very close to me and he recommended. What is if I show you some of the areas which you can fine tune and that can help your team have better alignments towards your company's vision, would you be able to make like 30 minutes or 1 hour time for maybe a couple of days from now, let's say on Friday?
Oh, that would be wonderful. I would love to actually.
Okay, great. So I'll see you on Friday at 3 o'clock. Works for you?
Let me get back to you on the time.
Okay.
Most likely it will work.
Okay. And any possibility if it not would work?
I'll have to get back to you after checking my schedule. Most likely Friday should work, but still I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, that's fine. So you have a number, and I'll take your email address, and we'll connect about the timing. Just drop me a note. So here's what I'll do. Why don't I do this? Let me ask my team to send you a calendar invite for 3 p.m. And if it doesn't work for you, you can suggest an alternate time. Is that okay?
Oh, wonderful. That's fine.
All right, great. I'll see you on Friday then.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, my pleasure. Take care.
Thanks.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that was
I don't want you
wonderful.
to say a word. Karima, I don't want you to say a word.
Okay. Okay.
Please don't say anything. I want to hear from the participants, what are their takeaways? What did you pick up? First of all, anybody had an aha moment here?
Good.
Wow, perfect. Aha. Calendar invite was a great aha. Fantastic, Ashwin. Akash, me, okay. Me, Satyam. All right. So can you share any one or two takeaways? Just imagine that I was not in this call right now. And you told me that, like this, they've made a call to Garima and it was absolutely awesome. So I say, what did you learn? So can you tell me at least one thing you learned? Beautiful. Yes. Fantastic. 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 Fantastic.
Is it Karima? I even recorded the call if you want to analyze it right now.
Oh my God. No, not there. I would love to, but now we don't have enough time there.
Okay, we'll send you this clip.
Already at 3 p.m.
Yeah, we'll do one thing.
Step number 4.
Yeah, we'll do one thing. For people who are here till the end, I'm going to send you this actual recording as...
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, how many of you are excited to get this recording of the call so that you can sit down and take notes and, Okay, Ishan says, yes.
Thank you.
Aditya says, aha.
Good. So I'll send it to you. I'll send you this for people only who stays till the end, not if everybody.
That's a good one. That's a good idea. Actually, I like that. Okay, it's a win-win situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Over to you, Dave.
Okay, good. Now, before I get into this, let's do one more mock call where, a lot of people think, oh, when there is a reference, it's so easy to connect with, people and to make a cold call. Okay. Let's do a hardcore cold call. Let's make that cold call. Okay. Garima, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Now somebody else did.
Well, she has to just be a prospect. So, it's fine. I'm sure anybody gets any benefit or not, Garima will have her sales.
I am so happy. I was not available. Actually, I was on and off, but now at this point of time, I was available. So I'm so happy I did this. Thank you, Dev. Thank you, Yathiraj.
No problem, no problem. Okay, let's do this.
We know each other, Garima. You were with IT, with that Rahul's district, right?
No, Garima,
No.
Garima is from my workshop, Mumbai workshop.
Yeah, we haven't met, Yathiraj ji.
Huh?
We haven't met, I think.
No, we haven't met. But
Yeah.
I think you were with that Rahul, no?
Rahul,
Because I know one Garima Arora there. So I don't know. Okay, anyway,
Rahul from where?
let's move on. No, let's move on. Let's not.
Okay, sure. We'll connect offline.
Yeah, we are running behind schedule right now.
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's do this, okay?
Yes.
Hi, is it Garima?
Yes. Hi. Who is it?
Hi, Garima, this is Dave Gadhvi here. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you. I just saw your post and article, and I really loved what you mentioned about the employees being connected to the vision of the company. So really, really brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, by the way, you're welcome. By the way, I'm one of the person who's actually working in exactly the same field because I believe the number one challenge most of the entrepreneurs and companies have is they're actually not able to drive their employees to their maximum potential. And the number one reason there is because they're not connected and aligned with company's vision. And no wonder they're just working for themselves. And as soon as they're done with their 9 hours, just go back home. That is the number one challenge that I face. Is that something which you've been working on for some time? Because I read your article on that.
Yes, definitely. I have been actually working in that and looking out for ways in which I can engage employees and align them with the company's vision.
Look,
Yes.
look, I can go ahead and tell you that I have been working with A, B, C, and XYZ companies, helping them to have the more employee engagement and increase their productivity by 20% within 3 months. But don't believe a word that I say. I want to actually come and demonstrate how I do and what I do. And only when I understand that I will be able to add value, we can probably proceed with the discussion. Otherwise, I'll be happy to share some of my secrets and demonstrate that to you. I was wondering, how are you placed for Thursday this week?
Thursday, second half should work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any specific time? I am open second half.
Let me get back to you with the time.
Okay, sure. We can do that.
4:30 should be fine.
4:30?
Yeah.
Okay. How about I send out a calendar to you, and if there is a clash, you can always reschedule it.
Perfect. That would do.
Great. I'll see you on Friday. And before I hang up the call, is there anything specific that is really, troubling you and your team, and you feel that if we can fix this, the company productivity, the employee productivity will go up, and I think I would be able to do a better job as a CEO and entrepreneur. Is there anything specific that you would want me to come prepared on?
When working in teams and when working with the various teams, like cross-functional teams, people are not so open and they don't engage with each other. So that is one thing which I would want to address, along with what I told that, how to align people to company's vision.
And just out of curiosity, what exactly steps have you taken in that direction? Have you done anything in that direction so far?
Not yet. We have realized that this is one important area which needs to be worked on. So recently only we figured out that this is one important area. So we haven't taken any steps as of now.
Got it. Okay. Maybe I think I have some really valuable inputs that can probably add to your team. So anyways, I will see you on Thursday at 4:30. Sound good?
Great. Thanks, Dave.
All right. Thank you. Welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And guys, before Dave continues anything, just remember what was the last word Garima said. What was the last word Garima said? Anybody can remember? Yes, Anindita. Yes, Anindita. Now, who is the prospect here? Avikesh, yeah, she said bye, but before that she said thank you, Dave. Okay, that means, already Dave must have added some value to her for her to say thank you. most of the time we say thank you to the prospect for giving us an appointment, right?
Yeah, that's the most common.
Thank you, sir.
That is, that is the most common thing. We say, oh, thank you for the appointment. Thank you for the appointment.
We are so excited about the appointment, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good.
Yeah, you're right, Avikesh. May not be necessarily true. Yeah, okay, go over to you there.
Good, good. So what did you guys learn, from the second call? What is your takeaway? Look, did I push her? Like, did I say, oh, we are the best. I am amazing. I do wonderful job. Did I do that? Or how great and wonderful things I keep doing. I'm a best trainer in the world. I am so certified. Did I say any of that?
You did without saying that.
Okay,
I
I'm the best.
don't want to tell you that, I've done this with ABC and XYZ,
Yeah.
It was absolutely awesome.
Great. So Abhishek has a great point. He said that I'm not sure if I can add value.
Yeah.
Right? Competence, confidence in demonstration of how you can add value. Good. Right?
You created that element of scarcity. Avikesh has got some phenomenal takeaways. Yes.
Good. Very good. So I'm going to send both these audios to you post our whole day workshop. You can listen to those audios and you can do the self-analysis and see where you can fine tune your cold calling pitch. As I believe cold calling is an art. You need to understand and what are the ingredients. We cannot go probably in detail today because we have limited time and we have so many steps to cover. But if you're really looking to understand master the art of cold calling and even practice and rehearse, we will work with you one-on-one and we'll also train you over a 90-day period. We'll talk about that later. So process, you completed probing question, positioning yourself by saying 20% of productivity in three months. And then
not completed,
complemented, right. And at the end, I did not give up. I said, oh, great, I got the appointment, hooray. I said, okay, before I hang up the call, remember, before I hang up the call, can I ask you a question? Yes, sure, go ahead. Then I asked her, is there anything specific? Look, I'm even qualifying her before even I meet her. I don't want to go cold. And then she gave me some statement. And again, I asked a question. Look, if somebody's on the phone and paying attention and gives you time, they have a couple of more minutes to even give you to answer that specific question because it's for their benefit, because you're going to demonstrate, look, who is doing a favor here? I'm doing her a favor to helping her to increase her productivity. I'm doing a favor by sharing my secrets on how she can align employees to the vision. I am the expert. She should be the person who should be thankful that I'm giving my time to her. And I don't, usually do this very often. And I'm also, eliminating all the risk that, hey, look, honestly, I'm not even sure if I can add value, but I'm looking to see if we can explore this together. Number one. Number two, I also gave them the justification that, I have helped others to increase the productivity by 20%, whatever my USP is, my big claim is. Okay. So if I have to break it down, right? Yes, that's a good catch, right? Before I hang up the call, can I ask you questions, right? So in first call, if you remember, Garima just straight away, she said that, hi, I'm Garima and I'm the trainer, right? The moment you position that as a trainer or, a consultant, they understand, you're trying to sell something. You got to become like a doctor and you need to understand and talk to their language. Okay. So two things, right? Number one, I use this, show me that you know me. Number two is, what is in it for me? This is the fundamental of a cold call, right? Show me that you know me. I started my conversation by converting the cold call into warm call. Okay. I'll put, Garima back on mute. Thank you, Garima. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you both so much.
Right. So I just started by, saying, hey, you know what, Garima, I did some pre-sale research. Remember, we went back. I did a pre-sale research on her and I looked at her article, and we're living in a beautiful time that we can convert any cold call into lukewarm call. The first one was a warm call because I used Yathiraj's reference. It has to be a 99% conversion of getting an appointment. It's no brainer. If you're coming with a reference and if you still cannot get an appointment, then I cannot tell you how amateur salesperson you are. Okay. But if you want your probability to even go higher, you convert your cold call into a lukewarm call by finding what is it that you can use from social media, their presence, something. They got rewards. they got recognition, they read an article, she shared, posts, she shared some videos, they had some partnership. Like there's so many things available that you can leverage to start with. Do not sound like everybody else who is just starting the call and, just puking and vomiting the script. That's why most of the cold callers fail, and they feel that, cold callers suck. Cold calling sucks. Nobody answers the call. Nobody gives the appointment. It's because they suck. Cold calling doesn't suck. It is because they do not understand and master the art of cold calling. So these are the 2 points. Show me that you know me, leverage something that you have on social media or from somewhere to start the call, be different. And then what's in it for me, right? Straight away, I went to the point and I said, you know what, Garima, I read your article so-and-so. It sounds like you are somebody who really cares for this. Of course, if she is sharing that article, of course she cares. That's why she shared the article, right? It's a no-brainer. And then I typically say, you know what, typically I work with the corporates like this. And I help them to get this. That is what? A hook, okay? So if I have to break down the format, first is the intro opening line, right? Then comes your warm positioning or whatever, convert into warm, which is like, show me that you know me, right? You're converting the cold call into warm call. Then comes your hook or big claim. Then comes your close. These are the 4 steps. If I have to put it in an easy format, opening, hi, this is Garima, right? And show me that you know me. Hey, I saw your article, which I loved it, especially this part. And of course, you'll be happy. Then I say, you know what? By the way, I work with a lot of companies who have the similar challenge or problem, and I get them this, like big claim, right? Something which is very relevant to her and something which is really close to her heart, some problem that she is facing that I need to elaborate or I just need to just brief this. So when I give them some solution that, hey, this is what I do, again, I'm not sure if I can add value to you, but is this something? Then again, I qualify, ask the question or whatever to qualify and then close it, right? Why don't, I'll demonstrate. Again, the words which I use is, I'll be happy to demonstrate how I'm helping others, XYZ companies to do this. Does Thursday work for you? Instead of saying, what time works for you? Can we meet? Instead of that, I proactively say, are you available on Thursday at this time? I have some, open slot there and I can probably fit you there. Then, close it. And then you can even ask, what is it that you would want to talk about? So this is the format which you can use and leverage for any cold call, anything that you have to sell, you can use this type of format. Does that make sense?
If it makes sense, just put a yes in the chat box.
Yes.
Aha. Yes. Aha.
Good.
Good. Yes, very much.
Good. Right. So this is show me that you know me. And then second step was what's in it for me, which is your hook, big or big claim, right? That's how you structure your cold calling scripts. Anyways, good stuff. Let's move on. We have to cover a lot of things.
A lot of stuff. We are way behind schedule.
Yeah. So step number 3 is one of the most important steps as Yathiraj discussed is need and pain. Right? Now I spoke about the pain, right? I spoke about people buy to either get relief of the pain or have better pleasure. Sheikh Alim also says, aha, good. Thank you. Aha means a lot to me. Thanks. Aha for Garima as well. Good stuff. All right. Now imagine if you can learn what you learned in just few hours, few minutes. If you learn it in few days or few months and practice it, you become master at it. It becomes a game to you. Like it became game to me. How many people can I convince? All right. Faraz also says, aha, good. Thank you. So what are the 3? There are 3 levels of pain. A lot of people are asking, okay, so what are the levels of pain? Okay, so here are 3 levels of pain. Let's go back to Garima's example again. Okay, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, I have a certain challenges, right? Let's talk about the productivity, right? Or it's a CEO, let's say top management. Okay, let's talk about, head of operations who is responsible for productivity. And I'm talking to that person. Now I assume that I got an appointment and I'm on a discussion and I'm trying to understand and drill down to their need. And this is where I do majority of my work as a great sales professional, right? Amateur, just spend like 1-2 minutes and then just quickly move on to presentation. But the sales professional, they stay there. And longer, remember, this is the profound word. Longer you stay in this part of the process, lesser time you will spend convincing and closing them.
Absolutely. Absolutely right.
Right? So remember, make a note of it, put it on the front of your wall or PC or whatever it is. The longer I stay in identifying the need and pain, lesser time I have to spend in convincing and closing the deal. That's simple as that. Otherwise, people, aha moment, good. A lot of people actually spend more time closing, convincing and closing, then less time, here in pain. And they keep wondering, why am I not closing? Why am I not closing? This is why, because how important it is.
Excuses and objections come mainly because we have not uncovered the need fully, or we have not drilled down to the problems they have.
Absolutely. So how does that work? Okay. There are a set of questions that you can ask to go to the 3 levels of pain. First, let me tell you what are the 3 levels of pain. The first level of pain is the surface level pain. And this is where everybody focuses on it and plays in it and then just moves on, right? They don't even look at the 2 layers of pain below. First is surface level. This is what customer tells you, or this is what probably looks like, okay? Then comes your business level of pain, right? Business level of pain. Third comes the personal pain, right? Surface, business, and personal. Which one do you think is the most dominating factor, dominating pain for people to make a decision?
Put it in the chat box.
Do they make a decision based on surface pain, business pain, or personal pain? Absolutely.
Nindya says personal, Garima says personal.
Absolutely. Everybody is right. Everybody's right. But guess what? People just stay at the surface level of pain and then just move on. Right? 90% of them don't even know that there are 3 levels of pain. They think, acha, pain to pain hota hai. Pain is pain. What is levels? There are no levels. 90% don't realize. Okay. And people who realize, out of those remaining 10% who know it, they only reach to probably the 2nd level of pain. They don't even reach to the 3rd level of pain. Right? And when would you know that when you reach to the 3rd level of pain? That is when people get emotional.
Perfect.
People start sharing their emotion. I have seen even people crying, right? They feel hurt. One of my mentee, I got into so detailed discussion. I went to the personal level and he's like, yeah, Dave, you know what? I think I've lost so much of time. I wish I would have started, self-development and all these courses long back. And he literally got emotional. And guess what? I did not have to sell because his emotions were so high. I just would say, you know what? I think I may be able to help you. Here's the option. You know what, Dave, I want to sign up. That's a personal level of pain that we're talking about. Let's go back to the vice president's example. Let's say Garima is calling the vice president, right? And the vice president said, his surface level of pain is, oh, I want to improve my productivity. That's a surface level of need or pain. I want to improve my employee productivity, employee engagement. Okay? Most of the people, they'll just leave it there. But if I'm in a one-on-one meeting or phone conversation to understand his need and all and drill down, I will say, okay, so how does that impact your business? By not having enough productivity. Like, first of all, how much is the good productivity? Oh, this is the good level of productivity. Okay. How does that impact your business if your employees are not engaged?
Sorry to interrupt, Dave.
Yeah.
Most of the people will start selling once they say, we want to increase our productivity. Yeah, we can do that for you, and we've got this and we've got that. And I did this for this company and, we are the best. And, look at this article and,
yes.
And we start selling.
Yes, absolutely. Same thing. Let's take another example. Okay. Surface level, if Arif is asking, let's say I'm a fitness expert. Okay. And there's a client comes to me, I want to lose weight. That's a surface level of need or pain. I want to lose weight. Okay. Then I drill down, why do you want to lose weight? What happens if you don't lose weight? How much do you want to lose weight? Once I do that, then I realize that, because I want to lose weight because I'm getting married. Oh, marriage is coming in 2 months. Would that person be driven whose marriage is coming in 2 months? Or I have a bodybuilding competition or whatever it is, some event which is happening in 2 months. would that person be driven? Or the other person, I just want to lose weight. I just want to look fit. Of course, the drive for the second person is better. See, now you're qualifying the process and you understand the probability of he signing up you as a personal consultant. That's high. Okay. Okay. Then you ask him a question. What happens if you don't lose 10 kgs by this then? Oh, well, I look bad. I want my friends to be happy. I want them to admire my body. I want my wife to fall in love with my body, my six pack. See, now I went to the third level, personal
I want
level.
my wife's friends to admire me.
Yeah, my friends to admire me, or my wife or my future wife or husband to admire, whatever it is. The surface level was, I want to lose weight. Business, of course, it's a business in business sense, but in the one-on-one sense, it would be maybe a mid-layer term, right? Second level of pain. And then third level is, if I don't lose, then I look bad or stupid or whatever it is, right? And I've already committed to everyone, I'm going to lose 10 kgs. And if I don't do it, I look stupid. So that's the third level of pain. I hope this makes sense. Coming back to, again, the productivity example, the first level was, I want to improve the productivity. Second level is, what happens if you don't improve the productivity? Oh, well, if I don't improve the productivity, my business will be, impacted this way, that way, this way, that way. Okay. Then I say, okay, understood. How is that going to impact you, or how is that going to, impact you personally, or how would that impact you personally? Oh, of course, if I don't do this, I look very bad. My CEO will look up to me and say, that you're not done a good job. I'm due for the promotion. I don't get it, right? I don't get the vacation. That's a personal level of pain. And when you reach to the personal level of pain, and when the person has high emotions, that's when you do not have to sell. All you have to do is position yourself. Does that make sense? These are the three levels of pain. And what questions to ask?
How many of you, one second, before you go into the questions, Dave, let's see how many of them got it. How many of you got it? Aha.
Aha, all right, good. Faraz will come to you. Fayaz will come to your question. Good question. Anamik
says aha.
Good. Alim says aha. Satyam says aha. Good. Good. These things only professionals know. No amateur salesperson, the grown-up, babies or cowboys know it. They think they know it, but they don't know it. It's an art. It's a skill which you need to practice. Even if you know it, you still have to practice it. You have to rehearse it. It will not come natural. So going back to Fayaz's example, that what if person is not sharing his personal detail? It's not their fault. It is your fault that you're not asking the right question. You're not built that.
You have not built enough rapport. You have not.
That's what I was about to say. Second. Yeah, you not build the rapport, the connect, and the credibility, right? Nobody would want to share their flaws until and unless they trust you, right? Can you go and share your secret with a stranger? No. But if you have reached this point, if you ask the right set of questions and reach to, it's a sequence. The questions are in such a sequence, you are actually genuinely interested in helping person. And when genuinely you want to help somebody, your tone, your questions are all integrated towards helping that person, the person will start opening up, right? And then there are some questions. So in case if you're not able to achieve 10 kgs of weight, how would that make you feel? See, I'm asking the question. Of course, the question is feeling, related to feeling. Of course, the feeling is related to what? Emotions. He's of course going to share emotions. Right? Assuming you're able to reduce 10 kgs. How would that make you feel? Oh, wow. See, again, it's arousing the emotion. So the questions that you're going to ask, those are the questions which will define how deep you will go in the emotion. And when you reach the third level, trust me, it's a very uncomfortable zone. More than the other person, it's uncomfortable for you because as a human being, we are wired to not increase anybody's pain, what they're already going through. We are the one who wants to cover it and we are the one who ignore it. But as a great sales professional and they're a well-wisher, you have to go to that uncomfortable zone to make them uncomfortable and to share your hesitation of going to that zone. A lot of people will break down, they'll cry, they'll even share their secret. And as Yathiraj mentioned in the beginning, that this is the skill that we are imparting people with a good intent. If you are using this for good intent, it is good. People can abuse and misuse it as well, but they will not go far in life. Okay. If you have a good intention, if you have the right question, you will reach to that point where people will be uncomfortable. But trust me, there is greatness after uncomfortableness, right? When anything which you want to do in life, nothing comes out of comfort zone. We know it. When you reach the uncomfortable zone, that's where you become a better person. That's the answer to your question.
There are people there who have shared with me what they have not even shared with their husband or their wife.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Same here. Same here. When you reach that level, trust me, all the secrets will come out because you reach to that certain point where they trust you, and you build that credibility. They know that you can solve the problem, right? See,
Just remember, it's not easy.
yeah, it's not easy, right?
It's
Go to the doctor and try and hide your secrets, right, about the illness. You will get the cure? No. Why do you share it? Because you already have the credibility and trust with the doctor. Same thing when you're a sales champion, sales expert, or business expert, they will share their secret, provided you have built the credibility and trust.
You want to show that questionnaire which you have got there?
Yeah. So these are some questions, right? For example, oops, where did it go? Right? Yeah. These are some of the questions, and I think Yathiraj can elaborate. Like, for example, there's some of the standard question. Okay, it will vary from the process to process, person to person, stages to stage. Like, what are you trying to achieve, right? Then why are you trying to achieve it, right? Why is it so important for you to do this, right? And how long this has impacted the business, or how does it impact the business? And how would how would this impact you personally? See, you have set of questions, and how long you've been doing this? Like, how long, what have you done so far about it, right? You wanted to lose weight, but what have you done so far, right? Oh, I did so and so diet, it worked, it did not work. Okay, so what makes you think that I will be able to help you? Or what makes you think my diet will help you? See, these are the questions which are genuinely intentional, right? People hesitate to say, oh, why do you think I will be able to help you? Nobody asks that question. But once you start
I'm so scared to ask that question, right?
Yeah, people are scared.
I think that's my job to tell them how can I help them.
Exactly. But it's magical when somebody comes and tells you that why they will, you'll be able to help them. If you attended any of my workshops, my seminars, and as you know, I'm a big believer of, not selling. I want people to buy from me for their own betterment, their own benefit. So I ask the question, so why do you think I will be able to help you? Or why do you think that, Passionpreneur Mastermind will be a fit for you? And I shortlist the people based on their answer. So who's selling who now, right? That's the beauty of positioning, and that's the beauty of asking the right question and connecting with the people, right? Then what has worked for you? Did that work for you? Why now? Why do you want to do it now? What happens if you don't do this now, right? How is it going to impact? If the answer is, oh, nothing happens, guess what? You don't have a strong reason. They don't have a strong buying motive. And if it is no strong buying motive, there won't be any sale here. So you better move on to different somebody. Right? He's just probably just shopping around, right? And by when do you need this output? All that thing, some qualifying questions. So see, there's so many questions you can ask. That's why Yathiraj and we truly believe this is the biggest, place where people are faltering. And this is the biggest and most important aspect in any sales and any deal.
Right. So, and just remember, guys, all these questions, they are not in a particular order right now. You have to put them in an order which is relevant to your situation and your prospects. Okay, these are just some of the questions which are very, very important, because the deeper you go, the more easier it will be for you to sell. Yes. Let me ask you, before we move on quickly, let me ask you one question. Who do you think is the best person to convince your prospect? You or your prospect? Varun says prospect, Satyam says me. What about others? Prospect. Who is in a better position to convince your prospect? Your prospect themselves or you? For example, if I convince you and you convince yourself, whose conviction you will believe in more? Absolutely, you're right. Those of you who are saying prospect, you are right. We think we are here to convince our prospect. We cannot, I don't know about you guys, but I can't even convince my wife. Forget about my wife, I can't convince my daughter. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to realize that the prospect is the best person to convince the prospect.
Yeah.
All we have to do is, yes, first we have to convince myself, then others. Yeah, absolutely right, you are. Okay, if time permits, we'll go into that. But yes, you are right. First thing is you have to convince yourself. But here we are not about convincing yourself. We are talking about convincing the prospect. Remember, it's easier for prospect to be committed to their solution than to your solution. So your questions should make the prospect understand. If I tell the prospect why I'm the best person to serve them, and if I ask them who is the, why do you think I'm the best person to serve them? Is there a difference? Is there a difference? If the prospect convinces me that I am the best person to convince them, they've already bought, isn't it? All I have to do is produce the order form and ask them to make the payment. Right? Okay. Now before we move on to the next step, I have got a couple of things to share with you, and that is what are the 5 stages of identifying need. Okay, I have divided the identifying need into 5 stages. The first stage is to build rapport. Now, when I first heard the word rapport, I really did not understand. Then somebody said relationship, this, that. It took me a long time. I've done a couple of years of research before I understood what is rapport. Rapport is basically means 2 things. Number 1, to make them to like you. Number 2, to make them to trust you. Make them to like you and make them to trust you. Because if they like you, they will listen to you. If they trust you, they will do business with you. Okay, there are lots of, and in the full-fledged program, I'll share some ideas on how you can make them to like you and convince you in the first 2 to 4 minutes. Quickly, as quickly, because you don't have much time. I don't know how many of you, has anybody read this book called 4-Minute Sell? 4-Minute Sell. There's a beautiful book called 4-Minute Sell. Okay, so it says within 4 minutes, your prospect has decided whether they are going to buy from you or not. Okay, don't take it literally, but that is what it is. Okay, so first is to build rapport. Okay, or no, that is the second stage. I'm so sorry. The first stage is to introduce yourself. You have already got an appointment. Now you are there in person and you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to introduce your company, but you have to do it in terms of what is in it for them. You need to talk about why are you there to help them or in what way you're going to help them. Then you build the rapport. Number 3 is you ask the basic information about their situation and about their business and all that. Number 4 is, and this is the most important out of the 4 so far, and asking appropriate questions which will lead them to your product, your USP. You must design questions in such a way that the answers to them will lead them to your USP. And the last but not the least, probably the most important part of identifying need is to find out whether they are qualified prospects. Most of the normal salespeople, they are spending too much of time talking to people who will listen, who are not your prospects. So what is a qualified prospect? Anybody has an idea? Anybody has an idea of who is a qualified prospect? A qualified prospect must have 3 qualifications. There are 3 things which qualifies a prospect as a prospect. Any guesses? Any guesses? Satyam says money. Okay. Can you come again with the last step? Okay, the last step is to qualify the prospect. Whose needs match with product we are showing, Ishan? Very good. Need, okay, very good, Satyam. All right, you're very, very close. I call it man. Prospect asks a question about your offering. Yeah, that is good. But what is a qualified prospect? Because most of the prospect will ask you about the offering. Decision maker, absolutely. So put together, you all got it right. I call it man. He or she should be a man. And when I say here man, I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about M full stop A full stop N. The MAN is an acronym for you to remember: money, authority, need. They must have the money, they must have the authority, and they must have the need. If they have any of the two, they are not your prospects. If they cannot, timeline, no, timeline will come later. Okay, but money, authority, need is the qualifying conditions. If they don't have money to buy your product, then even if they have the need, even if they have the authority, you are not going to make a sale. If they have the money and the authority but no need, they are not going to make a sale. If they have the money and the need but they don't have the authority, you are not going to make a sale. Okay, so you have to learn lots of questions which will help you to understand whether they have the money, whether they have the authority, and whether they have the need. But once you have done this, trust me, the rest of the stuff is going to be really, really, really smooth. Really smooth.
All right, a lot of aha moments. Arif says aha. Ishan says wow. See, this is we're talking about. Sales is an art. That's why we keep pounding this thing, again and again and again. Sales is an art, and what you're learning here is the combined knowledge of 56 or 66 years. 66 years.
It's the tip of the knowledge.
Tip of the knowledge, just the all the knowledge, just giving you the taste of it, because of course we cannot put everything together, and each and every this thing what we're talking about requires like a whole day of learning, practicing and rehearsing, and then followed with role playing as well, right? Because you won't get, you won't be able to build that muscle if you do not role play, right? It'll just something will bounce across your ears and then you'll forget it unless you keep practicing that thing. All right, a lot of aha moments. Vaya says aha, Arif says aha, Garima says aha. Good. All right, let's move on. Okay, we'll take this and we'll take a break, okay?
Okay.
Find this slide and we'll take a break for 20 minutes. So what do you understand by this, guys and girls? What do you understand by this? What is he doing? Breaking the wall. Yes, he is. Breaking the wall. Okay. What else? By the way, I went to learn mixed martial art fitness once one month. That's pretty.
Oh.
I could actually 1-2 punches. Practicing sales. Okay, effort in mind. Okay. By the way, this is step 4. What I imply is demonstrating the power. He's demonstrating the power. So demonstrate is the step number 4. So Yathiji, enlighten us on demonstration.
Okay. The first thing which I want to share with you about this demonstration is, if you have done the I properly, there's very little you have to do in demonstration. You're almost ready to buy. For example, let's say when you go to the doctor and doctor asks you right questions and he has made you to feel your pain and he has made you to understand how if you don't do anything, what will happen kind of thing. Does he have to sell you? Does he have to demonstrate the importance of the surgery, or just he has to advise the surgery? Guys, don't fight with the things that's not in your control. Okay, yeah. Advice, absolutely. This demonstration is again very important for most of the salespeople, because they have not done that great a job in identifying need. So whatever you have done in identifying need, in demonstrate solution, you have to show them how that's going to solve their problem. And number 2 is, we have not come across as an authority. The biggest advantage doctor has over salespeople is doctor has got a certificate hanging at his back, which positions him as an authority. You and I are not carrying a certificate which positions us as an authority. So that is why we have to demonstrate. Now, when we talk about demonstration, most of the people, what they do is they talk about the features. They talk about the features. Do you know what is feature? What do you mean? What do you mean by features?
It's like Garima saying that I will design this course. It will be 2 hours. I'll cover this, I'll cover that. That's all features that she's talking about.
Or for example, as a trainer, I say it will be interactive. That's a feature. Okay, we will have games. That's a feature. Okay, whatever we are going to do is a feature. Features and benefits are two different things. Absolutely right, Ishan. Absolutely, you're 100% right. They are two different things. Okay, so I'm sure most of you might have heard this word called FAB. F-A-B. F-A-B, FAB. FAB means convert features into advantages and benefits. Convert features into advantages and benefits. But this thing is convert features into advantages and results. I talk about FAR. If you want to go far, you must focus on FAR, F-A-R. What that means, what is the feature of your product which will give them the advantage and which will give them the result they are looking for. Prospects are not interested in your product. Prospects are interested in the results they want. For example, one of the famous quote many of you might have heard is, every year 250,000 drill bits are sold, but nobody wants a drill bit. People want holes. Nobody wants a drill bit, they want a hole. But drill bit is a tool to get them what they wanted. But most of us as salespeople, we are more focused on what we are offering rather than what the customer is going to get. Okay, so what we have to do is, we have to make a list of all the benefits, all the results, all the problem solutions we are going to offer. And the longer the list, the easier it will be. Before we move to the next step and before we move for a break, let me quickly ask you a question. If I ask you to tell me a number, if I ask you to tell me the numbers from 1 to 100, how many of you think you can tell me 1 to 100 without making a single mistake? And you have to do it fast. How many of you can do it? 1 to 100. Arif, yes. Satyam, yes. Fayaz, yes. Garima, yes. I'm sure each and every one of you can do that. Each and every one. There is nobody in this group who cannot do that. But suppose if I ask you to say the same 1 to 100, but in the reverse order. Again, I'm sure all of you can do, but will it be the same speed? Can you do it at the same speed, or you will need a little bit more time? Yeah, Ishan, I think you will be able to do it, but maybe it'll take more time. As Arif says, maybe it'll be slower. No, more time needed, absolutely. But suppose I ask you to tell me 1 to 10 or 1 to 20, let us say 1 to 20, okay? But they should not be in any particular order. Randomly, you have to tell me 1 to 20. And you cannot cheat me by saying 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then the even numbers and then the odd numbers. No, it has to be totally random. Chances are that you will repeat some numbers, and chances are you will forget some numbers. How many of you agree? Not even 1 to 100, 1 to 20, but without any particular sequence. There should not be any sequence, no cheating. Difficult. Yes, Anindita. Okay, in fact, I can guarantee you that at least 90% of you will not be able to do it. Either you will repeat some numbers or you will miss some numbers if they are genuinely random. But when we talk about demonstration is telling the prospects about the benefits you are going to offer. But most of us, we don't have a written list of the benefits. How many of you have a written list of benefits you offer? You have written down a list of benefits you offer. How many of you have got that list? Satyam, you have got that? Fantastic. Congratulations. Awesome. I don't. Okay. Yes, Fayaz. I think you are in the majority, Fayaz. Don't worry. Even if people don't put up their hands, even if they don't write, that is the answer. Because I did. Varun has. Okay. Very good. Anindita, you have got a written list of benefits, or you're saying I don't have the list of benefits? No, I don't have. Okay. All right. Most of the people don't have. Okay. And this reminds me of an anecdote. Okay. I don't know whether it's true or not. I believe it is true because somebody says it is true again because I don't have a personal this thing. Okay. But there was a company and they had about 100 salespeople in that company. And in one particular year, every year they used to have this sales conference. And in one year, there was a guy whose face was like this. His face was like this, and he got the first prize. He was the top salesperson of the year. And everybody was surprised, including the CEO. How can somebody who is having like this, how can he go and sell so much? But anyway, I mean, nobody wanted to make fun of him or anything, so he got the prize and they moved on. Next year came, again, the same guy, he got the top salesperson award. And people were more surprised because, okay, one year you can do it by chance. It could be just luck, okay? And you got a big order or something. But, you know, that was not the case. He got the second time also. And third year, again, he got the top salesperson of the award. And the CEO could not contain himself. So he asked this guy, you know, how are you able to make so much of sales that you are the first? And this guy said, sir, I have got a list of 20 benefits written down. So the CEO said, okay. So he said, I show them the first benefit and I ask them, would you like to buy? The CEO said, okay. What if they say no? He said, I show them the second benefit and I say, would you like to buy? What if they say no? He said, I show them the third benefit. So the CEO says, okay, if you have completed all the 20 benefits and they still haven't bought, what do you do? I start from the first one again.
I love this one.
Okay, so now I'm not asking you to do that, okay? I'm not asking you to do that. But what I'm saying is most of us, we don't even have a list of benefits. Let me ask you a question. Has it ever happened to you that you went to a call, the call went off very well, okay? You did identify need, you connected with the customer and you were in the presentation and, you know, but finally you didn't get the order. And when you came out, you said, oh my God, I wish I had told him this. I wish I had told him this. You know, has it ever happened to you that you forgot to tell them any particular point which you think you should have? How many times it has happened to you? Give me a yes. If you have ever missed any important points during a presentation. Okay, Ishan says yes, Faya says yes, Satyam says yes, Anindita says yes. Okay, and even the ones who are not typed are probably, you know, saying in their mind yes. Okay, 2 out of 5, yeah, okay. So that happens because we don't have a written list of benefits. You know, it is like we are talking about, we are telling them 1 to 20, but we are not telling them in any order. So we remember 3, we do 3, then we remember 7, we do 7, then we remember 2, we remember 11. So we are doing it all random. But if you have a list of prospects, if you have a list of benefits written down, chances of you missing. Now, when I say you have 20 benefits written down, do I mean to say you have to tell them all the 20? No. Tell them whatever is relevant to them. But now the chances are you will not forget. And if you don't forget, you cover all the bases, chances are you will get the order. So that's something I wanted to share about the demonstration, and over to you, Dave.
No, fantastic. You know, I'll add just one point to what Yathiji said is, and this is a brilliant real life example about the demonstration. You know, the choices are in our hands. You know, there could be multiple benefits. Having written down them is really good, and knowing which one to use when is even more powerful, right? You may have hundreds of lists, you know, but when you write it down, you will know when to demonstrate what. So let me share one example, right? The example is, there was a very, very good salesperson who was selling real estate houses, right? and real story. It's written in one of the Brian Tracy's book. He said, somebody asked him, so what do you do? What do you do? How do you close? How do you close so many deals, whereas others are struggling to close real estate? Even if the real estate market is down, you still manage to sell the house. How do you do that? So he said, here's what I do. Okay. He actually shared an incident there, which I'm sharing with you. The couple just came to him and they said that we want to buy a house. And of course, that person just went on understanding the need. Okay, so what do you want? This. What's important? Because everybody is buying a house for a different reason. You may be buying for security. Somebody may be buying for convenience. Somebody may be buying for investment, whatever it is. And there are certain things that is important to you in a house. So he understood all the things, which probably we're talking about the step 3, right? Understanding the need or pain. And he went to the deepest level and understood that what is their one buying, dominant buying motive. And what is that 1 or 2 things that really will help them to make a decision. And he understood, he analyzed the man as well, right? The money, authority, and need as well. And he understood that the women, was more dominant to, influence others to make a decision. So what did he do is, he actually started sharing the information is, and he said, okay, understood the house. He said, okay, let's go to the house. He understood what kind of house they want. Then he said, okay, so here's the garden, here's, and the lady, she was very nature loving person, right? She likes the greenery, lush greens, the palms and all that. And then he understood this is the buying motive for them, right? For the wife. Moment they entered, he showed them, look at the greenery, look at the view, how scenic it is. Look at the mountains, look at the palms, everything. I said, okay, good. Let's get into the house. Okay. They loved it. Of course, women just like, wow, she enjoyed the view. Then they went to the kitchen and, he showed the kitchen and there was some, things were not proper. But, husband said, what about this? This is not proper. Yeah. That will be fixed. We can take care of it. It can be, maintained and no problem. But, look at this, look at the view, right? Said, yeah, view is good. Okay, let's go to the living room. Okay, they went to the living room. They look at the stairs, and the stairs. Some of the stairs were broken, or some maintenance was required. He said, oh, well, what about this? Yeah, we will take care of it. And this was this. He explained this. But imagine you living in this house. Look at the view. How beautiful it will be. Waking up every day in the morning to this view. Isn't that a blessing? Every time when they do the different rooms and they went. Every time the objection came, he agreed, acknowledged the objection. And what did he say? Look at the view, right? Every time something came up, he said, look at the view, right? Of course, not literally look at the view. He used the different verbiages and the way he explained was a little different as well. At the end, what happened? Husband and wife, they bought it, right? Saying that all the things will be fixed, don't worry. Look at the view, right? That is the art of presentation and demonstration. Now, as an amateur people, they just keep sharing everything and everything. Oh, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that, without even understanding what is that the most important aspect for them, and only presenting that as regularly, right? Even if you're going to buy a car, what is important for you in a car? Let's say, a space is important. Once you understand you have a big family, mileage is important because you want to go long drive. Anything which, person wants on the car, you keep bringing his attention back to the mileage because you understood the person, for him, the mileage is important, the space is important. Okay? Again, this is not a trick. This is not to manipulate, but this is the way to help them take a decision. All the things are, main objective is being met and they will be able to solve that problem or meet their needs because of that. So you, as a sales champion, it's your job to understand a specific buying dominating factor and bring that person's attention toward it. That's how you close more deals, right? Does that make sense?
Does it make sense, friends? If it makes sense, just give us a yes. If it makes sense, just give us a yes.
Yes. Right, so next time somebody says something, what do you say?
Look at the view.
Good. All right. So yeah, that's all from this session. I mean, section, not session, section. After 3 more steps which are pending. We will come after the break and we'll cover those 3 steps. So far we covered PAID, right? Now we're going to cover AC. What is that? Ask, how to handle the objection, as in clarify the questions. Again, this is the one of the biggest thing. I will share my secret, what is the formula, step-by-step process of handling and clarifying the objections. And most of the time, objections are complaints, which FPG and all we're going to cover. And then we're going to talk about this. All right.
And during the actual program, we'll also talk about how to create what I call as a standard presentation and how to make sure that your presentation is effective. You have to understand what are the various parts which make your presentation effective, so that you end up where asking for the order makes it so much more easier. It becomes a part of your presentation rather than a separate step. Right now we are talking about as a separate step just for our understanding. Absolutely. But your real presentation, you cannot say, okay, Mr. Prospect, now that I have given you the presentation, let me go on to the next step. Let's talk about the closing. All right. So it has to be very smooth, and we will cover that.
Excellent.
Okay. Right now we'll have a break. How much? 20 minutes?
Yeah, sure. Dev and Yathiraj, wish I could throw both you an energy drink across. We already have good energy, man. You guys are energy. We don't need a drink.
Every yes and every aha is an energy booster for us.
Exactly.
Okay, the minute we understand that
we got the boost.
Yeah, we got the boost, absolutely. Because see, Dev and I, we are really passionate more about what we can do for you rather than what we can get from you.
Yes. That's the whole objective. That's the whole objective, absolutely.
That's the whole objective. My mission is to help minimum 1 million business owners and salespeople to become millionaires. And Dev's vision is to impact at least 10 million, right there?
Transform 10 million.
Transform 10 million lives. Yes. Okay, so that's Dev's mission, and that's my vision, and that's what gives us the energy. Yes. Okay, so let's take a break. 20 minutes.
Yes, 20 minutes.
What time, Dev? 4:20?
4:20, yes. Let's be back at 4:20.
4:20.
Peace.